There's an expression, you're only as old as you feel. And I gotta tell you, I'm feeling octogenarian recently. The biggest content online undoubtedly has been like TikTok style content, like short, bite sized pieces of either trends, challenges, or goofy dances, all of which I'm not really a fan of and I don't really understand. Nowadays, a lot of headlines leave me scratching my head, trying to even decipher if what I even read was English or even a human language to begin with. I swear to God, there's just like a new thing every day that it goes right over my head and makes no sense to me. Like, did you squeeb today? Turns out 9 out of 10 millennials don't even know how to glorb. Don't be a lame-o. Well, lame-o I understand, but all the other words in there, it sounds like it's out of a fucking Rick and Morty sketch. Like, I don't get it. So like I have to like research things that are popular these days in order to like not feel completely left out and in the dark. I'm actually starting to feel what it was like to be a parent during the rise of the internet and your kids like telling you, trendy things going on online such as like 4chan with pools closed due to AIDS and you don't know what the fuck they're talking about, like what's Habbo Hotel, what's going on. That I'm reaching that point. But long-winded explanation to come to what I actually want to talk about today. There was something I really didn't understand a few days ago that blew up on Twitter with Skibidi Toilet. That made no sense to me. I didn't know what that was. It sounded like some kind of like bootleg toilet or something. But apparently it was is a huge YouTube trend, a huge branch of YouTube content. So I looked into it, and it's a series of Gmod shitposts that are getting like 20 million views a day per video. The channel Da Fuck Boom is a classic like Gmod shitposter, and over the last month he has gained over 2.9 billion views, over 7.2 million subs, and every month now for the last couple months is getting at least 2 billion views. He is blowing up all because of Skibidi Toilet. And that's the gift that keeps on giving, because everyone's suckling from that milky bosom of Skibidi Toilet, because anyone that's even making content around Skibidi Toilet, such as like, here's what you didn't understand about Skibidi Toilet number 33, hidden moments of Skibidi Toilet number 41, is this the end of Skibidi Toilet Cameraman in episode 42? Like all kinds of like speculative like game theory Skibidi Toilet videos are also getting tens of millions of views every day. This is probably the biggest branch of content I've seen since Minecraft first blew up, and maybe even bigger than Roblox. Like, it's crazy how huge Skibidi Toilet is. It's got the Midas touch. If you just put that in your title, you're guaranteed success. So I went over it a little bit more on stream for anyone that doesn't know what I'm talking about, but I imagine most of you have heard it by now. It is big with children. It's content that is primarily being consumed by the younger generation, which is why a lot of people, around our age here in the retirement home haven't heard of Skibidi Toilet, but I want to put it on the front of your radar, because for the first time in a long time, this is popular content geared towards younger viewers that I actually feel isn't dog shit. Whereas most of them I think is just actual trash. This one I think is pretty entertaining. I still didn't watch the latest Skibidi Toilet. I can't wait. That's just wild that that's a sentence I comprehend now. I was completely oblivious to this, and this is one of like the biggest phenomenons I've ever seen on YouTube. So I really wanted to talk about this because I think it was 2 days ago I saw a post on Twitter saying, I bet if you're over the age of 16 you've never even heard of this, and it was Skibidi Toilet. And I thought it was one of those memes where it's like, oh, you're so old you probably don't even know what Baby Gronk rizzes up Livy Dunn becoming the new Drip King even means. These words don't have meaning to you, I bet. And I thought it was just going to be fake. But no, it turns out this Skibidi Toilet thing is unbelievably massive. Like, super huge. Look at these views. 21 hours ago, 14 million. And what's crazy is I recognize this channel from a long time ago. They struck gold with Skibidi Toilet. Every episode, well over 20 million views, pretty much. Like, it's unreal. And it's the gift that gives to the whole community. Like, you got the whole middle school lunch table spitting milk out of their nose with it. So all of these YouTube shorts are like digging into the lore. So they're like, it's actually the deepest lore ever. This is on par with, some of Tolkien's best work. I've never seen such a such a lexicon of knowledge here, a cornucopia of little hidden Easter eggs. Like, it's mind-boggling how big this is. Like they're putting it on the same level of like Game of Thrones, or rather, a Song of Fire and Ice, I suppose. Like when it comes to lore. So I got deep into this Skibidi Toilet rabbit hole. It's it's so like I'm actually happy that this is what's popular though. I don't want to make it seem like I'm shitting on it because this is actually reminiscent of what a lot of us in early YouTube grew up with as well. Someone made a great point on Twitter that no matter how much the internet changes, no matter how much humanity evolves, somehow there's something embedded deep in our DNA that has us gravitate towards Gmod content. Because this is just like old YouTube poops, this is just like old Gmod shit posts, and it's huge, all the same. So I am actually, like, this is the first time in a long time where I've been happy that something that I was completely oblivious to that's big with children, I think is actually good content. Like, Skibidi Toilet, I think, is fine. Like, it is very reminiscent of, like, old YouTube poop culture and all of that. So it's cool. It's like getting back to the grassroots. The world is resetting. Maybe finally the internet's beginning to heal. Because again, like, look at this. Like, just scrolling down a second. Skibidi Toilet, 48 secrets. And there's like 1,000 of these videos. Like, anything that even has Skibidi Toilet in it is a actual glitch in the YouTube ecosystem that guarantees you at least 1 million views. Anything Skibidi Toilet. It's a cheat code right now. Like, look at this Skibidi Toilet origin story. Like, they have been blessed with Skibidi Toilet. What the fuck is this? Play one of the videos? I don't know if I can. I think it's copyrighted music. But it uses basically that old viral TikTok song. It's like this generation's fucking Crazy Frog. Fine, I'll play it real quick. Here, let me do like one of the first ones. Probably this one would be the best one. So this. It uses that and then it does like a bunch of wacky things and it evolves and grew into like a giant fucking war between Skibidi Toilet, the cameraman, Mr. Ass Blast or some shit. I don't know. It's got like layers to the narrative now, all stemming from that. It's literally old Gmod shitpost content, but blowing up in 2023. 2023 years after the death of our Lord, and we are still appreciating Gmod content. I just find that to be poetic and wholesome almost. Our species peaked with good shitposts. Why move from that? We did. For a while, we were straying from the light of God with like TikTok garbage content like dumb challenges and dumb dances, but now Skibidi Toilet's the new hotness. We're back. I'm gonna be honest, I think we're starting to get back to where it all began. We've got Skibidi Toilet, which is fucking huge. Gmod shitpost classics. And now we had that guy naring his butthole, like bare asshole. Fucking 30 million views on that. We're coming back. Like, a flip has switched somewhere along the space-time continuum, maybe after we discovered all those gravitational waves, but things are starting to fall into place again. It's feeling pretty good. How long till MySpace profile songs make a comeback? Oh, I'm telling you, give it 3 months. I bet Threads is going to make a thing where you can make a song autoplay on your Threads profile. I feel like we're like going back in YouTube or in internet history. Give it a couple months. And then you'll be able to do your top 8s again on Threads, where you can organize your top 8 follower friends on your homepage or some shit. What was your MySpace account name? It was just my name, Charlie. I had a website, a Pixo website. I've talked about this before. It was coldflames.pixo.com, where I used to talk a little bit about RuneScape, but I also posted a lot of like music on there from bands I liked, and unfortunately at the time my favorite band was Lost Prophets, so I had like Last Train Home or something playing on the homepage, and then I had an entire section dedicated to Rooftops from Lost Prophets, and then it turns out that the lead singer of that was one of the biggest pedophiles in the music industry's history, so that website didn't age very well. Time is a very cruel thing, and getting old is the ultimate cringe, but unfortunately you can't escape it. Aging is an unavoidable fate, unless you're Peter Pan or a lobster, I guess. And the older I get, I take a look in the mirror, and I no longer see a young, spry whippersnapper named Charles with stars in his eyes. I see Squidward. Because now, just like Squidward, when I see people having fun in ways that I don't fully understand, it gets under my skin and I start complaining. As I'm entering my geriatric years, all I want to do is play my clarinet and then, shake my fist screaming, "Bah humbug, you wipe that smile off your face right now, you fucking milk-drinking little nerd. I don't understand why you're enjoying that kind of content." And that's what I'm here to do again today. I'm here to just complain about something I don't fucking get, and something I think is really stupid. It's the entire Baby Gronk stuff going on right now. This shit has been contaminating my Twitter timeline for the last 3 days. Basically, is Baby Gronk the new Drip King, or is he just getting rizzed up by Livy? I'm bilingual, I speak fluent English and gamer, and neither one of those help explain what I just read there. Son of a bitch, what does that mean? I had to do legitimate research to figure out what all of this was about. So I'm here to share my findings like an archaeologist presenting it to the museum, so that way you too can understand what all this hoopla is about. And I'll just boil it down to the basics. Baby Gronk is like a 9-year-old kid who's, I guess, like a football prodigy, but it's his dad that's kind of the puppet master behind this whole operation of viral fame, where the dad keeps pathetically messaging every outlet ever to keep reporting on his son to keep the memes alive, so that way his son can have a bigger online presence like on Instagram, TikTok, and all of that. So it's his dad trying to pump up these online numbers. And through the interviews I've watched with Baby Gronk and his dad, it's super clear that the dad is just living vicariously through his child here and trying to make money off of his viral fame. So I actually think it's really fucking sad, honestly. But let's go through this whole thing top to bottom. It all started with this video.
Hey, are you that kid from the internet?
Yeah, I'm Baby Gronk.
I'm Liv. Nice to meet
Hi,
you.
Baby.
What are you doing at LSU?
I'm a player.
You have to come here. It's awesome.
I probably will.
You're so cute.
That whole interaction felt like it was NPCs in Skyrim having some kind of malfunctioning dialogue tree take place. That was so fucking weird. So, what happened there? The woman in that video, her name's Livy Dunn, and she's an online sensation as well as just a very high-level gymnast, so she is an adult. And Baby Gronk is 9 years old. And this led to the internet as well as Baby Gronk's father leaning into the idea that these two were flirting with each other, which is why the caption is Rizz game. For those that don't understand, Rizz is like charisma, and it's kind of just replaced like flirting. Basically, when you're talking about Rizz, you're talking about like how well you were able to communicate with a female flirtatiously, if I was to try and break it down scientifically. So to try and like spin this interaction as some kind of like romantic thing, I think is fucking awful. That shit is creepy. What in tarnation? That is a 9-year-old child. And Livy is an adult. That is so weird, especially for the dad to be leaning into that shit. Here's an interview he did about it from TMZ.
Everyone's wondering if you're the new Drip King. We got to ask Baby Gronk himself, are you the new Drip King?
Yeah.
Oh, so...
Another new wild name enters into the Thunderdome. Drip King is the name of a guy who was previously dating Livy. He called himself the Drip King. It sounds like a title that you would earn, like in the Fast and Furious universe, how they have the Drift King. But it's not. It's just some goofball on the internet called Drip King. And now, since the Livy and Baby Gronk had that meetup and people spun it as like a romantic thing, people are saying Baby Gronk's the new Drip King. And if you pay attention in this interview here, the dad walks away and you can literally hear him tell Baby Gronk to flex on them. I'll play it again just in case you missed it.
Yeah.
To me, it seems pretty clear that this is a father who was unable to achieve anything of note in his own life and is now trying to do everything possible to control his child's life to fulfill his dreams. You see this a lot in the modern landscape of things where parents use their children as props in their videos or as vessels for their own clout hunger. There is no shortage of examples for parents that try and live vicariously through their kids or try and use their kids to make money for themselves. That's something that's been happening for a long time now, and this really seems like another one of those sad cases.
So Livy, wasn't just rizzing you up for clout then?
No, she I told him, if whenever you turn 18 years old, maybe you and Livy can get together and y'all can be the richest couple on the internet.
That just sounds so creepy. This is a child. Bro, your kid is a kid. There are Fortnite skins almost as old as your son. Why are you even talking like this?
Livy just convinced Baby Gronk to commit to LSU. Baby Gronk is the #1 college football prospect in the country. He averages 300 yards and 5 touchdowns a game. On his visit to LSU, Livy rizzed him up. Livy even hugged Baby Gronk. He might be the new Rizz King. Do you think Baby Gronk will lead LSU to a national championship?
This is what really made the whole thing go viral. This video got posted everywhere talking about how uncomfortable it made them, saying the video made them feel schizophrenic because the dude in it is so concerningly robotic. He's like an animatronic from fucking Five Nights at Freddy's. It's just a weird video, but it's clearly by design. The guy behind it, I think, is pretty obviously making a joke out of it, like it's supposed to be satirical. But it is still an odd thing to catch on as a meme about a child and an adult like flirting with each other and convincing this kid to go to that college to play sports. Now, the stats that he vomits out there, like the 300 yards and 5 touchdowns a game, I'm pretty sure that's all just made up and baloney, just made to be silly and over the top. But even still, the dad does keep getting these celebrities and college campuses to like meet up with his son or take his son on a tour of the campus, and he makes content around that. So a lot of people really did believe that he was like getting recruited to these colleges and committing to like LSU like off rip. But that just doesn't make any sense. Just because a kid's dominating the Pee Wee football league, if he actually is, that doesn't mean that he's a good college recruit. He's 9 fucking years old. He just graduated from diapers a few years ago. There are so many things that could change on his journey through life. He could stop wanting to play football. He could stop growing. He could just, decide to play with Legos for the rest of his life. Like, that would be a really awful start for recruiting. I highly doubt colleges are legitimately looking at a 9-year-old as a potential prospect. Usually they'd look at, like, high school, and I guess maybe, like, middle school if there's some absolute, like, mutant football-playing god there. But that's just not even the case here. He's not even in middle school. So I think it's all just a bunch of, mumbo jumbo in order to increase the virality of the Baby Gronk brand. It's all calculated from the father, and it's all really fucking embarrassing from the dad. Everything I read from him makes me dislike the dad more and more, such as him talking about how he's always had a plan for his son and it's playing out right now, which really makes it seem like he only had a kid in order to focus on one thing in particular, which was money making. He also talks about and toots his own horn about how great at marketing he is and how he really understands the internet landscape and the balance between reality and the internet world. He tries to spin it in a way where he's like a hero who's just making sure his son is set for life so he can be a millionaire as soon as possible. But it really just comes off as kind of slimy to me. But yeah, there was another follow-up video after that one went viral where it kind of, exacerbated the meme even further and then even brought the Drip King into the equation.
Baby Gronk just stole Livy from the Drip King. On his visit to LSU, Baby Gronk rizzed up Livy and they started dating. They are so in love, Baby Gronk got Livy's name tattooed on his arm. Is Baby Gronk the new Drip King, or is Livy just using him for clout?
Goodness gracious. Talking about a child and an adult being in love here. For the sake of the meme, I guess? I don't know. I get that it's supposed to be satire. I understand that. But it's still fucking weird, and even weirder that the father of that child is leaning into it for his kid. Talking about, eventually they'll be dating in the richest couple in the world or whatever. And then, I guess, writing Livy's name on his son's arm? That shit is weird. It's creepy. What the fuck? I am really surprised that Livy hasn't just shut that shit down herself, been like, yep, this is creepy. Wow. But I just wanted to talk about it a little bit, because this is a meme that for some reason, or not even like a meme, like a story, I guess, because so many articles are being written about it every day now, that's just infested my Twitter feed. Like, it is all over Twitter, and I just needed to get to the bottom of what the fuck was going on. and now that I understand it, I dislike it even more. Shit sucks. I feel really bad for the kid. I legitimately do feel bad for baby Gronk because his dad is a loser, and it feels like he's just trying to exploit his son for money here on the internet through viral fame. So that is always awful when there's a parent that does that. So I wanted to talk about it a little bit, and that's it. So yeah. It's sad that society has been brainwashed into thinking that going to an Ivy League school is the ultimate goal for achievements. It'll set you up for success in life, when really, I think it's a bunch of hooey. Where you should be striving to attend is the prestigious institute known as Rizz Academy.
Excuse me. Have you seen my girlfriend? She looks like this.
Oh.
Just kidding.
What you just saw right there is a woman's heart melting as our headmaster at Rizz Academy does some brilliant infield work. Enrollment at Rizz Academy can help you find success like this, and who doesn't want that? So, I saw Cody Co watch a couple of videos from this, and I'd never heard of Rizz Academy. Most of you know I'm a huge fan of absolutely awful pickup artistry, as it's called, and this is among some of the worst I've seen. The entire TikTok account is just like this. This woman looks like she's fearing for her life when the guy comes up to her. Almost every single video plays out like this. The women are either extremely uncomfortable or downright frightened. He's like a dementor. He comes up to them and just fucking sucks the soul out of them by trying these pickup lines.
Excuse me. Are you a typewriter? Are you a typewriter?
No.
Because you're just my type. Excuse me. Are you a typewriter?
No.
Because you're just my type.
You're funny.
He's just this miasma of cringe, this plague of awkwardness that swoops in. His line doesn't even make any sense. Are you a typewriter because you're just my type? Like, what in the hell? Like, the word type is in the name, sure, but it has nothing to do with being a typewriter or anything to do with that at all. That makes no sense. That's like me saying, hey, lady, are you a keyboard? Because you're the key to my heart. Or better yet, hey, excuse me, ma'am, are you a PlayStation? Because I want to take you down to the station and play. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Okay, I'm gonna have to write you a ticket. Who said you can look this good in the premises? What's your name?
Krista,
Do you think I can get your phone number?
I have a girlfriend.
I have a goldfish.
Wee woo, wee woo. Watch out, ladies. Rizz patrols out and about. And he almost wrote her a ticket for being too good looking. And then, you know how that panned out. Not very well. Also, I have to love his comeback when she mentions that she has a girlfriend. His checkmating move is, I have a goldfish. Genius.
Hey, cutie.
Sorry.
Hi. I like your vibe. It's showing like adventurous. Do you know what this is?
Like a old telephone, I don't know.
Yeah, and the only thing it's like it's not working because I don't have your phone number. You think I can get your phone number?
Oh my. There's a lot to break down here. So he comes at her like it's an ambush. Like, he's part of a sting operation. They're busting her. So, like, she doesn't even register that this was an attempt to, like, flirt immediately. So he walks up to her, like a random encounter in an MMO, says, hey, cutie, and she's just like, oh, sorry, thinking that she had gotten his way or something. So she tries to, like, dodge him, but then he, like, swoops back around. He's like, wait a minute. No. I like your vibe. And his use of props is actually extremely commendable. So we saw him with the clipboard when he was RPing his Rizz Patrol. Now he's got like an old rotary phone out, which I don't know who told him that this is a good idea to be like using props and shit, turning into like a thespian troupe with trying to get numbers. But what do I know? This guy's the goddamn headmaster of the Rizz Academy. He is the one who knocks. So, he's got his old phone. He tells her, hey, look, it doesn't work because your phone number's not in it. It's going to magically fix it. And you can just see the discomfort wash over her entire being. I just don't even see what the endgame here is with this strategy. Like, what the fuck do you expect to happen next? Like, oh, okay, I really want to fix that old phone, so I'll give you my phone number so you can input it into the rotary device and we can get it all squared away. It's like, it's like you can't even play along with this. There is nothing you can do here except be uncomfortable. There is no winning move here. The only winning move is not to play.
I think you're really cute and I like your vibe. It's showing like adventurous.
Hey.
Do you know what this is?
No.
It's like an old phone. The only thing it's like it's not working because it doesn't have your phone number in it.
Heavens to Betsy, just put the rotary phone away. Stop using it. It's not working. It will never work. Get rid of the rotary phone and get it out of your routine.
Excuse me. Do you watch Stranger Things? I was about to say it's the strangest thing because I don't have your phone number. do you know what this is?
Oh, well,
It's like an old phone.
old
Yes, my
phone.
phone. Do you think I can get your phone number?
I don't know. Why are you carrying that around? Is that kind of true?
Get rid of the rotary phone, I'm begging you. Take a sledgehammer to it. Vanquish it. Don't do it again. And I am so tired of the lines he uses. It actually is making me upset from the outside looking in here. Do you watch Stranger Things? Because it's the strangest thing I don't have your phone number. Stop it! Fucking stop it! These are stinkers. Like, I could come up with these forever, and none of them are good. Hey, excuse... I almost choked on that one, it's so bad. Excuse me, ma'am, have you seen James Bond's License to Kill? Yeah? Well, I've got a license to kill that pussy. What's your number? Or, hey, you know my favorite movie's The Mummy? Well, I want to put a baby in you and make you the mommy. It's fine. Even just saying these makes me feel awful. The point is, it's a terrible format for your pickup lines here.
Excuse me. Do you watch Stranger Things?
Yes. Yeah.
Because it's the strangest thing that I don't have your phone number.
Okay.
You think?
Do you want it for real?
Yeah.
Okay.
5,000 no's, but it only takes one yes to make it all worth it. Buddy's done it. Somehow, the Stranger Things line gets him a number. Probably a fake number, but we'll take whatever small W's we can get out here. That's the Rizz Academy difference.
You don't need Halloween because you're a treat every day.
Oh, thank you.
Do you think I can get your Instagram?
I don't have Instagram.
Your phone number?
Probably not.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Have a good
Have
one.
a great day, though.
Oh. Ooh. Ooh. That was just a true combo of despair. An awful pickup line into just some brutally honest, no, you can't have my number. Not even bothering to feign an excuse, just, no, probably can't have my number, but have a good day.
Excuse me. If I get bit by a spider, I become Spider-Man. If you bite me, can I be your man?
That was a good line.
Stumbling, bumbling, and fumbling through your own Spider-Man pickup line is something special. Hats off to her for being such a trooper, telling him that it was a good line. 'Cause god damn it, it was a beautiful line.
I like your backpack.
Thank you.
Do you like water?
Nope.
No, you don't like water?
This is the perfect finale here for the Rizz Academy. He goes up to this girl, compliments her backpack as a way of like easing in there to his pickup line, which is, do you like water? The expected answer is yes, and then he's supposed to say, that means you like 70% of me. He has a couple of TikToks where he used that line before to moderate success, I'll say. But he chose this girl here who was clearly not in the mood to play this game at all. So she immediately just shuts that shit down. Do you like water? Nope. And the guy picks up on it. At least he didn't like keep pressing. So he's like, okay, I'll pack it up and leave here. So at the very least, this guy doesn't like keep pushing. He just does his line and then lets the cards fall where they may. So I mean, yeah, that's the Rizz Academy for you, baby. Look forward to your enrollment. That's about it. See ya. I was going to wait a little while to talk about this because I have a sneaking suspicion this won't be the last desperate marketing attempt we'll see from this film, but I just can't resist the urge anymore. It's like trying to hold in a sneeze, just trying to fight my desire to make fun of what I just saw a couple days ago. To set the stage, Pixar has released a new film and it's become the second worst opening in all of Pixar history. It's looking to be a bit of a flop here. And there's a very good chance that you haven't even heard of the new Pixar film. It's called Elemental. It really flew under the radar. The marketing budget had to be like 5 popsicle sticks and like word of mouth. I don't really know what they were thinking here or expecting because Most people didn't even know this was on the horizon here. There was about as much hype for Elemental as there is going to the DMV. Most people didn't even know it was coming, and the ones that did just didn't really care to go see it, so it's not performing super well. And it appears that the higher-ups at Disney are starting to panic. So they're dusting off the oldest tricks in the marketing book here to try and convince people that the film is popular and worth going to a theater to see. Because a lot of people would probably choose to go to a fucking dentist's office as opposed to going to a theater to see Elemental right now. So they're trying everything. And that's when they came up with this absolute shining stinker of a viral marketing campaign idea.
Save it for the wedding. Hey! Yo, yo, yo!
Before finishing the clip, I just have to call this out immediately. This is a legitimate post from the official Pixar Elemental Twitter post saying, hashtag Claude's got the whole theater rooting for him. Check him out in Elemental. And this is like supposed to be one of those POV things in a theater where sometimes you'll see a viral video during a big moment in a movie where someone gets their phone out to film the audience reaction. Like, you know, here's how the audience responded to Tony Stark coming back from the dead, and the crowd's going crazy like, whoa, yeah, Tony's back, wee! And it's supposed to like capture that moment. That's what they tried here with this film. This is supposed to be like authentic, like look at how hyped the crowd got to see Claude from Elemental. Which makes no fucking sense, because this film is brand new. It doesn't tie into anything. No one would know who the fuck Claude is going into this film. And yet, for some reason, we're supposed to believe that the entire audience just blew up. Like, this sounds like they just watched their home team win the Super Bowl. All just because they got to bear witness to Claude popping out of some pot? It just doesn't make any sense, but I love how they try to pass it off like, man, look at how everyone loves Claude. They can't get enough of Claude. Look at him go crazy. And then it's just like stock cheering sound effects you can find on like any royalty-free database for stock sounds ever. It's beautiful. Like, this reminds me of that Morbius clip where someone made a fake Morbius voiceover from the theater where they were filming the screen, and then he says, it's Morbin time. And the crowd goes like, yeah, yeah! And since barely anyone had seen that film since it was such a box office disaster, a lot of people actually believed that that line was in the movie. Even to this day, they still think that that clip that went viral is real, and he actually says it's Morbin time. I mean, sorry to ruin Christmas for you, that's actually not there. That was just made as a joke, where it's supposed to be like, look at how great Morbius is, more billion fans all over the place, the biggest franchise of all time, and that was just supposed to be like a joke, like cheering thing for that line. That's not real. But Disney's taking that energy and trying to use it as an actual marketing arm for this film because it's floundering so hard in the box office. So let me just play the rest of it real quick before we go back to talking about it.
Anyway, June Bloom is coming, and you just got to be my date. Cause check it out. All grown up. And I smell good.
What in tarnation? That's such an abrupt chaos ending there. That reminds me of like a scene out of a disaster movie, like a Roland Emmerich film in like 2012 when an entire city blows up and everyone's screaming all at once before they all die. That is just like almost haunting. But anyway, yeah. The crowd's apparently going fucking nuts for Claude here. And I love that they even have like the stock baby giggle sound effect, like they pulled out all of the stops. This couldn't have taken more than 15 seconds to make, and it actually might have just been made by one of the higher-ups' child during like study hall at middle school. They're actually using it. They're legitimately trying to pass this off as a real thing and marketing for the film. I fucking love the caption, "The theater when Claude finally shows up in Elemental." Nobody knows who Claude is. Why would they be sitting there waiting on bated breath, counting down the seconds for the moment that Claude finally graces them with his presence? This is a complete new property, a new character they've never seen before. Why would they blow a gasket in excitement for it? This isn't like a moment in a beloved franchise or like a cameo fan service moment, you know, like Across the Spider-Verse where people will point at the screen and be like, oh, holy shit, that's Spider-Man Turbo X5 from that 2008 obscure fanfic Tumblr moment. They listen to us! Ah! Like, no one's doing that for Claude. It's not happening. I also can't help but just love that they even go a step further. Instead of just like pretending that people gave a fuck about Claude, they then go even further where they start making like sound effects as like the spectators during the film. The most annoying audience reactions ever, such as like, ooh, when he's like flirting with the main character here, I guess. Like, nobody does that. Like, that's so rare. What the fuck? Just a complete brazen disregard for the audience intelligence to try and convince people that this is real it's admirable. I can't help but be impressed that they're actually trying this on TikTok, but I can't even blame them for trying. I don't even hold them at fault for this, because a lot of users on TikTok suffer from legitimate brain rot. That's going to be a studied phenomenon in 10 years. Mark my words. Put it on your calendar. 10 years we're going to be studying the effect that TikTok has had on the brain and the development of children and people across the world. One of the biggest goddamn trends on TikTok for a while, a couple years ago, was this, where it was like pretending that your hand just went through your other hand, and it blew so many people's minds. That one thing I just did right there has like 10 billion views across all the people that did it on there. So I do believe that this probably wasn't the worst idea for Disney Pixar, to try and convince them that, like, oh man, people must really love Claude. I kind of want to get in on that hype. I don't want to feel left out. And look at how the audience responded to him. Claude must be fucking amazing. This is the second coming of Christ. I might need to get to a theater now to see this. Mom, Dad, let's go. We gotta go to the theater right now. Claude needs us. We gotta see Elemental, quick. What's the next showing? Like, I gotta get in on the hype. It might work, and maybe it has, because yesterday there was an article that came out saying that Elemental is actually making a bit of a resurgence in the box office. So it's still a massive net loss right now. It's got about 166 million total box office off of a $200 million production budget, which you usually double for marketing, but in this case, probably not. They didn't really market it much. So even still, it is in the red, but it's starting to bounce back a little bit. Thanks largely to Claude, I imagine. Claude's doing a lot of heavy lifting for this film, I guess. That just goes to show you the power of Claude. When you bet on Claude, you're guaranteed a win, it seems. Now, I know Mickey Mouse is going to public domain pretty soon. They're going to have to retire Mickey Mouse pretty soon for Disney. Maybe they'll just pick Claude as the next, like, actual Disney mascot. Like, the face of Disney might be Claude within the next couple of years. So I'm seeing a lot of potential with the character. We can clearly see how much people love Claude. Like, goddamn. You know, maybe I'm wrong. I fully admit there's a chance that I'm very wrong, and this is all a very real audience reaction to seeing Claude. Maybe that's just how we as human beings are programmed to respond to something as perfect as Claude, right? I haven't seen the film yet, but I gotta be honest, that marketing tactic's almost working on me. I kind of want to get over there real quick to see, you know, how great Claude is. He's not even the main character of the film, and I guess he really steals the show. But yeah, anyway, I just had to talk about this a little bit. I'm curious to see if they're going to do any other Hail Mary marketing plays for this film if it continues to not do well in the box office. So yeah, excited for that if it happens. That's about it. See ya. Friends, I am so deep in the void right now. I am down the rabbit hole of LooksMaxxing, and I don't know if I can ever get out. I'm starting to believe we really do live in a simulated universe, because I am in the darkest corners of this, and I can't believe that this is real life. I'm in the LooksMaxxing matrix here, and what I see disturbs me. It's an obsession for a lot of people. 10 days ago, I made that video, Beware of Jelking, where I focused on, like, the sillier aspects of LooksMaxxing, though admittedly still dangerous, where a big part of LooksMaxxing is about your wiener and being insufficient to sexually pleasure a woman, so they recommend jelking exercises, which is stretching the penis in dangerous ways that often cause irreversible damage. They'll have you beating your skin flute like it owes you money, fucking pretzeling your cock, sticking it in your own butt, and just doing these, like, weird accordion-like stretches on your meat that, in a lot of cases, destroy it in the process. And I was making a video kind of just talking about that and joking about it, because jelking is something that I'm familiar with because it was an old internet meme and something I also tried when I was young, stupid, and desperate. But when I made that video just 10 days ago, I was at the surface level of LooksMaxxing. I still had my water wingies on and I was above water, but now, brother, I'm a fucking seasoned veteran. I have seen some weird shit with LooksMaxxing, and I want to share a little bit of it with you. There is a complete hyperfixation on wiener size in a lot of LooksMaxxing communities, where they believe that that is everything. And they spend every waking hour of their day doing all that they can to penis max, like everything they can to stretch and contort, or even drugs in some cases, to increase the size in any way at all, even just like a fucking millimeter, they are doing. And it's really sad because that's like their whole life right now. I found this YouTube channel who for a while now has been posting content pretty much exclusively focused around dropping this arcane knowledge on how to increase your cock size. Like, just look at some of these. The Best Extender 4.0 is here, and then that doohickey looks like some kind of gadget that Wile E. Coyote would use to try and trap the Roadrunner, like a bear trap for it. And that's supposed to be something for your most sensitive area on the body? Like, my God, please have mercy. And then he does like these interviews with people, so like how women react to giant penis. Like, his whole mentality is all about his cock. And it's, I don't know, like this obsession from not only him, but like the comments is so baffling to me. So you see that video right there? How porn stars blow massive loads? I decided to go to the comments and I saw this. I tried everything to blow bigger loads. Kegels and supplements and drinking 3 or 4 big glasses of celery juice a day. Hydration helps, drink lots and lots of water. Outside of that, yeah, it's genetics. I've always been a dribbler, and I always wanted to fire rope after rope of semen just like Peter North did. I'm unfamiliar with the work of Peter North, but he speaks about him like he's the Babe Ruth of cum. Now there was a guy who nearly drowned some of his co-stars. He's probably been retired for 10 or 15 years now, but 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, that dude was the GOAT when it came to the old money shot. This dude's got an entire diet around increasing load volume. Why? It's not that important. I mean, I guess it's a cool thing to be able to do if you're fucking dumping DNA by the gallon, like, I guess? But it's really not important enough to start buying supplements for it, drinking 4 glasses of celery juice a day. This man's training like Rocky Balboa, but for cum. Like, brother, it's not that big of a deal. And neither is having an average size willy. Like, if your Johnson isn't pushing 8 inches, it's not the end of the world like a lot of these LooksMaxxing gurus are trying to scare you into thinking it is. It's not like you're going to be, you know, forced into a life of solitude and, you know, virginity because you have a 5-inch penis or whatever. Like, that's not the case. You need to play with the cards you're dealt. Like, and buying into, like, supplements and the extender medieval torture device, all that kind of shit, it's highly unnecessary.
Penis extender that I can use throughout the day without it interrupting any part of my day. I wanted something that I can simply wear and forget about it. I didn't want to feel it too much. I didn't want it to bother me. Unfortunately, there hasn't been anything like this on the market. And if you're following me for long enough, you realize that I tried so many different ways to rig my own device from using different materials together. However, since now I have the resources and I have the connections to be able to manufacture such device, I present to you the new best all-day stretcher right here. Now, if you want to stretch and make your penis bigger in the most comfortable way, this is it. I guarantee you there's not going to be anything more comfortable than this.
Holy shit, a whatchamahoosit designed to stretch your penis all day? Just trying to fight for a couple millimeters? That is not a battle worth fighting. That is a war worth losing right there. Trying to claw a couple millimeters away from destiny, like trying to defy fate. It's not worth the agony and it's not worth the money for it either. It's just not that important. It really isn't. Though I can't help but giggle at the idea where you wear that strapped to your leg and connected to your schlong and just keep it on all day, constantly stretching. Throughout the video, he talks about how much force it can exert, like 3 to 5 pounds worth of force, depending on how much slack is in the cord. That's a lot. Like, you're gonna probably hurt yourself over time. No doubt in my mind about that. Also, when it's all day, does that mean you also take it, like, to work with you? So, like, you're just walking around the office in your long pants trying to conceal it? They don't know I'm stretch maxing. Or you're walking through Walmart just going to pick up some item, and the whole time your cock is just being tugged on by the stretching device? Like, that's yucky. I hate to think about that. It's this fixation that people are being kind of pushed into with things like LooksMaxxing becoming so popular, where every single possible insecurity that anyone can ever have is being focused on and highlighted and put on this pedestal where it needs to be fixed. And the only way to fix it is through buying these things or watching these videos and supporting this person who's giving away this information, when that is just not the case. It's leading to people just making themselves miserable all the time. Like I said in the last video, there's a couple of positive things about LooksMaxxing on like a very basic level, such as telling people that it's good to brush your teeth, it's good to take a shower, it's good to like fix your hair or dress nice. That's all very positive, general advice. That's basically just being a parent to people, to be honest. Like, that's not this level. This is where it gets dangerous, and it's really done by bad actors that are peddling shit to you to make money off of your insecurity that they are only exacerbating. It's just a horrible practice of keeping people miserable and always feeling insufficient, so that way they're responsive and more susceptible to buying this kind of garbage or subscribing to the people that just keep feeding into this belief. And it, like I said in the last one, it must be really confusing growing up in this kind of landscape right now, because it's so prevalent, where you're getting told that, you know, getting laid is extremely important, and in order to get laid, you need to have a 6-figure income, you gotta have hunter eyes. If you don't have hunter eyes, well, hope you enjoy no pussy for the rest of your life. You don't have a chance. Just all kinds of awful things. I could sit here and play 1,000 LooksMaxxing videos and shit on them, but at the end of the day, I actually just feel bad for the people who are constantly being fed that. Just being told all the reasons why they're ugly, and the only ways to fix it are by following these guides or buying these courses or these products. That's just fucking miserable. And then what inevitably happens is you brainwash other people into following this path, and it becomes like a cult, a LooksMaxxing cult, where they've bought in and they will never come to terms with the reality that they've been scammed, pretty much. Or they just never realize that the things they have been peddled about, like how important, you know, the cancel tilt is or whatever, really don't matter that much at all. You don't need to be mewing 24 hours a day, mewing in your sleep, in order to get the perfect chiseled jawline, in order to lead a happy, successful life and have a significant other. It's unnecessary, and a lot of times, in pretty much every case, it's a bunch of baloney, a bunch of hooey to begin with. So, it's just that's the reality of it. I was shocked in all of my LooksMaxxing deep dives I've done over the last 10 days to see how many people defend it. That was the weirdest part to me, and I really think it's because they've just bought into it and then feel trapped, like they have to keep supporting it, otherwise it was all for nothing. But yeah, I just had to rant about LooksMaxxing a little bit. I've spent too long in the rabbit hole to not talk about it a little further past the jelking video. So yeah, that's really about it. See ya. Do you believe the Costco guys were disrespected by Jimmy Fallon? 2024 is a crazy year that sentence actually means something. Brother, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I know they went on Fallon. Like, what do you mean they were disrespected by him? There is a video breakdown on how they were disrespected. What does that mean? Costco Guys Jimmy Fallon body language analysis. What the fuck? What? Heavens to Betsy. Why? Is this where they explain how they were disrespected? Oh, it's become like a whole meme. I see. Okay. Scroll down, you missed it. Is it this? Body language analysis, the Rizzler and Costco Guys on the Tonight Show? And he's got like the green lines, what were they? The alpha lines? They're beta lines. They were beta lines, I think? I can't remember. So it's a shitpost. There's no way this is real.
You guys have taken over the internet, and now you've...
Notice how Jimmy stutters numerous times in his opening monologue. This is a sign of intimidation, as well as a sign of submittance to more powerful males who are higher up on the social pecking order than him.
I already love the concept. Chef Bojack crushed it. Alright, that's good. I thought it was like a real thing. I thought they brought on like a body language expert to see like what the Rizzler was feeling in the presence of Jimmy Fallon.
Way beyond the internet. AJ, Big Justice, let's start with you guys.
The raw clip is somehow worse. Well, you keep talking about the raw clip. What happened? Did the Rizzler sculpt Jimmy Fallon? Like, what are you talking about? What is going on? What is this raw clip? He interrupted their booms. Oh. Wait, that's serious. Is it in here? Or where can I find the... Here, it's probably in here.
Looks at him with jealousy and envy. Fallon tries to stop AJ from exciting the crowd too much because he's envious of the ovation the Costco Guys got from his audience, and he doesn't want to be outdone. Notice the Rizzler's facial expression at the end of the exchange. Rizzler is clearly bored of the conversation. However, as a strong leader should, he will let those below him do all the talking for him, allowing his words to hold more power when he finally does decide to open his mouth.
I feel so bad for that kid, actually. Like, right now he's a superstar, but you give this, like, 10 years, and he's gonna be, like, the You're Breathtaking guy, I think. Where he just won't let it go, and it just controls the rest of his fucking life. Hopefully not, though. Hopefully, AJ doesn't let him go down that road. But he's getting so much fame so quickly at such a young age. Can you give me the timestamp for the disrespect? AJ isn't his dad. What? Wait, what? Wait. Who the fuck is this then? He's not his son? It's his friend's kid. Okay, wait. That changes everything. Oh, wait, actually, no. I think I remember. We had this conversation on stream a while ago, I think. Hold on, it's starting to jog my memory. Because they did the chocolate chunk cookies at the restaurant or something, and they mentioned that. The Rizzler is AJ's father. Ah, yeah, now it's starting to add up. So where is the Rizzler's dad? Why isn't he a character in the AJ Big Justice cinematic universe? It's 10:58. Okay, I'll cue it up, take a peek. They're not friends. They literally just met at Costco. I need to take a fucking lore dive into here for a second. What do you mean? You're telling me AJ just found this kid at Costco and put him in the video? And called him the Rizzler? There's no way. I'm looking that shit up right now. A 7-year-old from New Jersey. Well, this can't be right because it says things popped off when his dad captured a video of Christian. That's the Rizzler's real name. Well, that's his the government name. His real name is the Rizzler. Essentially getting the zoomies in a Black Panther costume. There's so much lore to the Rizzler here. It doesn't... How about this? How did AJ meet Rizzler? I can't believe I'm even Googling shit like this. This is so embarrassing. How did Big Justice meet the Rizzler? It doesn't say. Where are you finding this? Where are you finding how they met? And are you sure the Rizzler and AJ aren't related? AJ told it in an interview. Go to Boomcopedia. I actually think that's probably a real site. Yeah, I'll check Boomcopedia in a minute there. Christian has a trademarked recipe for Rizz face as putting one eyebrow down and raising the other eyebrow up and sucking in like this, aka mewing. Someone wrote this. Someone actually wrote this. Oh, here we go. Is the Rizzler related to Big Justice and AJ Befumo? The Rizzler is friends, not brothers, with another kid, Eric Befumo, whose social media persona is Big Justice. Big Justice posts content with his father, AJ, an amateur wrestler who was already giving social media a go when his son asked to get into the fun on TikTok. Family food reviews took off so much the father-son duo became known as the Costco Guys, who give explosive ratings of Costco items. Yeah, and then the boom meter. So the Rizzler is friends with Big Justice. They didn't just randomly meet at a Costco. Timestamp 5:30.
5 big booms!
Okay. Okay. Yeah, boom, yeah, 5 booms. Yeah, okay.
Jesus, Jimmy. Whoa.
Weasel he is, Jimmy passive-aggressively rains on the parade of two people having more fun than him. Jimmy resents the Costco Guys for having more average viewers than his network television show. And he shows this by his constant attempts of little jabs along with his annoyed body language.
This is actually probably the most annoyed I've ever seen Jimmy Fallon. Usually he's putting on like the fakest smile of all time and he's become known for the desk slapping. And he is not doing any of this so far. Maybe they're right. Maybe he was disrespecting the Costco Guys. And more importantly, the Rizzler. He's lucky he made it out of that interview with his life. He talks about how they met on FaZe Rug's podcast. Holy fuck. Why do I have to go to so many different places to put together the lore here? This is like fucking Horus Heresy, but for TikTokers. So where? On FaZe Rug's podcast, they told the story of the genesis of Rizzler? There's got to be someone who wrote about it, right? Like, I don't want to just, like, randomly keep skimming through fucking podcasts to find this shit. There's got to be someone that compiled a timeline, right? Okay, so this is... Thank you. Someone wrote something that makes somewhat sense. Rizzler basically got famous with that Black Panther video, and AJ reached out to meet up, that's all. AJ the dad. The dad reached out to the family. That makes so much more sense than AJ just DMing a 7-year-old saying, cool video, you want to head to Costco? Go to FaZe Rug's podcast and go to 5716.
Stream when
Stable
Ronaldo shows up.
Why did that get timestamped at 5411? Pre-watched? I've never seen this shit in my life.
Play or like into your guys'
Like a year
lives.
ago?
Wow.
Yeah.
Play or like into.
And buy my own house.
Wow. Bro has plans.
I think when I'm like not 19, I'm gonna buy a house. And
Got the vision.
Yeah.
When did he come into the play or like?
Here we go.
Like a year ago.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
How did that happen?
I saw a video of him, and I was like, Daddy, I want to meet this kid. And they were like, I love you guys. We've been watching you.
What?
So
That was a crazy laugh.
I reached out through the video because the minute Big Justice brought me the Rizzler, I said, all right, I gotta get you guys on the same
He was
street.
like,
I don't care
just
what it
because
takes.
I'm Black Panther doesn't mean I have to go up a ladder.
So reach out.
I really think AJ looks like Papa John if he took a different path in life. Like, I feel like they were crafted from the same mold, and Papa John went pizza, and he went double chunk chocolate chip. And now they both have their own little branches of success. There's probably more like him, too. We haven't discovered them yet. They're like Primarchs. Keep making Warhammer references. So that's pretty simple, I guess. So Big Justice just liked that Black Panther video that we just learned about, and then had AJ reach out to the family, and then they hung out. Alright, so that's not like the craziest lore ever. And then the other disrespect was 10:30, you said?
And this is the boom meter. Jimmy's gonna try the double chunk chocolate cookie.
Fallon is laughing here out of pure fear as they surround him. You can tell the pressure of the moment's really starting to get to him, and you can see
it's
as
like
he
a
starts to
hostage.
minorly hyperventilate. They also say that imitation's the greatest form of fattery, and Fallon's trying to imitate the Rizzler here by doing a mini Rizz face to try to be cool, calm, and collected, just like him.
All right, here we go. The double chunk chocolate cookie. I'm gonna give it a try.
So Jimmy, what does the double chunk chocolate cookie get on the boom meter?
The double chunk chocolate cookie gets 5 big booms. Boom! 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 AJ, Big Justice, the Rizzler, everybody. We'll be right back with more Tonight Show. Stick around.
By ending the segment this early, Fallon basically taps out and admits he's not man enough to spend any more time with the likes of the Rizzler, AJ, and Big Justice. The little
That was the impression I got as well. Wow, that was fucking terrible to sit through watching Jimmy do that. See, there's an art form to it. When the Costco guys do it, it's cool. When Jimmy does it, it hurts. So, why isn't the Rizzler's dad part of this? That still hasn't been answered. If there's any Costco guy lore experts, does his dad not want any of it? Or is his dad just happy letting AJ raise his kid and overfeed him? His son took all of his aura. You go to the Rizzler's house and his dad is shriveled up like a raisin. And the Rizzler just sapping it all.